All right, hello friends and followers. I'm going to remake this soldering video because I didn't show the soldering iron in the last video, which sucks. So anyway, here's my soldering iron. This is a Weller. Here, let me show you what this guy is. Weller soldering iron right here. It's probably upside down where you can't read it, but this is like a 40-year-old soldering iron. It looks like this. It's a soldering station actually, and I don't know how many watts it is, 30 watts or something. But anyway, this is what I used for years. And now I'll show you how I solder with this thing. Get the camera set up again. Sorry about that. Okay, the camera is now set up for action. You can hear the iron going tick, 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 tick. It makes noise when it heats up. There we go. Here's the tip of the iron right here. And since we just soldered something, it's ready to go pretty much. All right, so I'm going to put a wire into this plug here. I'm going to put it into the tip, which is, this is the tip right here. This plug here is going to be the middle part, and the part that holds the cable is going to be the shaft, or the hulk of it right here, right there. So that's how these play out. Again, these play out like this. This part's your ground right there. This middle one here, longer one, is your middle ground. And the tip is the shorter one here. The tip is usually where your keying voltage goes, or usually a red wire. This middle one is your audio, so you want to put the mic's white wire there, which comes in the shield usually, and your ground wire goes here. So for signal ground, you have signal ground here, and you have keying ground all on this here, which is this pin here, which equates to this little pin right here, because it's connected to the same part. All right, so our objective now is to get the keying line on here with a piece of wire. So let's get to it. All right, first thing you do is put the iron down so you don't burn yourself, and get a piece of wire for the lesson here, and we're just gonna get strippers. And this is like, I don't know, what gauge wire is this? 22 gauge. There's some legends on here. Yeah, it looks like 22. See a 22 on the left there? Let's strip this wire off with a nice wire stripper. That's how you do it. Just go like this, and then I'll take the wire down to copper. Okay, there you go. Now, because this is a demo, I'm just going to put the copper wire into this hole here. I'm not going to curl it around and crimp it or bend it. I'm just going to push it in here into this middle hole and leave it there. Okay, just like that. So just want to solder the wire in there. Now there's not much surface area on this thing here, so that's going to be a problem. And let me get my light over here. Let me zoom a bit. Okay, we have light, we have zoom. I think we're ready for go on this thing here. So now we want to get this thing, and when you solder, you really don't want things rolling around. So it's good to get a weight, something heavy. Okay, so here's a nice big coffee cup. I'm gonna put the coffee cup on this thing here and lock down the wire and lock down the plug. So how do you like that? One coffee cup. There's the coffee cup. It's just laying on the plug, right? All right, that means it won't roll around. Now, I'm gonna get the solder here again and just kind of eyeballing this whole thing, and I'm thinking, it's going to take a lot of heat. So you always want to come in on the side. You can't do much with the tip of the iron. You can transfer max heat with the side of the iron. So you want to really make sure the side of the iron sides with the broad wall of this connector, or the broad side. So see how I'm coming in on the broad side. On this one, I'm just going to tin it real quick, and just tin it while you're actually as close to the work or the area to be soldered as possible. So that's what we're going to do. Going to come in like this and just start adding some solder and tin it. And when it tins, it's also going to add flux. Okay, now we're going to hold it. Let it cook. A little more solder. There, and I think this will be done. Now pull it away. Let it cool down and inspect your work. So that one was how I did it. I came in from the side and just cooked the heck out of it. All right, inspect the work. How does it look? Don't get burned. This went in there just fine. So that's a good example of how to do this. It is in fine, tested for being a hardy connection. It won't pull out. Yep, you're all set. So that's how to do that. That's the key connection on the tip of a 1/4 inch. Now, I'm gonna pull the wire out because, whoa, I'm gonna pull the wire out because I probably want to put a microphone in there someday, or microphone cable. So now we're gonna pull the wire out with all the disasters happening with the light and everything. Okay, now time to pull the wire out. Sorry about the bang there. We simply can use the coffee cup again. Put the coffee cup on the plug like that. To hold it down, grab the wire with your hand. Okay, you got the wire in one hand, you got the soldering iron in the left hand, and I don't recommend soldering with your non-dominant hand. Anyway, we're gonna hit it now and pull the wire right out. Melt it, pull the wire out. That's it, we're out. Now, how's the whole thing here? Is there a hole still there? Yeah, there's a hole there. So if there wasn't a hole in that pin still, I would heat it and bang it on the table and make the hole happen. That's it. That's how to solder a 1/4 inch plug for audio, for ham radio, for microphones. I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's basic stuff, but you got to do it. It's how it works. Have a nice day.